Hello all, I am Shrikant Mane from IBM Core Pattern team. Today we are going to demonstrate the methodology to generate insights from multiple data sources using Watson Studio. Data and business analysis is a very valuable skill to have. It could mean the difference between a small scale business to a large scale enterprise business as well. For any company to do data or business analysis, having appropriate amount of data or the relevant data is a key. A company's data may have been stored on multiple sources. In this core pattern, we will consume or extract the data from multiple data sources using Watson Studio and load it into one data source. This data will further be used for visualization and analysis and to derive insights about the company's performance. Now, in this pattern, we will demonstrate the methodology with the following use case. A watch manufacturing company example, you can take it as XYZ company, which manufactures different types of watches, say five different types of watches, in three different branches. It could be anywhere in Europe. We have considered the example of Manchester, Glasgow, and Madrid, which uses different selling methods, be it can be through online or a direct sales in the store or to telephone. Now, the sales data for each of these branches are stored in different data sources. It can be on DB2 on cloud, DB2 on cloud, DB2 warehouse, and it can be even the CSV files. So we will integrate data from all these sources and put it into a one single data source, and that is DB2 warehouse, the IBM cloud DB2 warehouse. This integrated data will further be used to derive insights and will be visualized through a dashboard. Now, this will help us in interpreting which product is performing the best and which branch is performing the best. Now, if you can look at the architecture or the flow diagram of this particular pattern, you can see that the first thing what we have is the first step is like we extract the data from the local CSV files, and secondly we'll do exactly the same, which is extracting the data from DB2 cloud using our Jupyter notebook. And Jupyter notebook is hosted on IBM Watson Studio. And once we integrate and do uh, extracting, transformation, and then finally loading it to our the target DB2 warehouse. And DB2 warehouse itself has some amount of data, so this integrated data will be appended to the DB2 warehouse database. And finally, this data which is stored in DB2 warehouse will be consumed by the IBM embedded dashboard. We call it as IBM Cognos embedded dashboard. There we can do visualization. Now, the detailed steps of executing this pattern has been documented clearly in this GitHub repository. The prerequisites for this to execute is we need to have an IBM cloud account. So just click on that link. That should help you to create an account for you. Let me talk about these steps at a very high level. So the very first step, what we do is we clone the repository, and we will be using the files, the data sets, which is Manchester, Madrid, and Glasgow. We just loaded it as CSV files for simplicity. And the very next step, what we do is we create the services, the Watson services, using the IBM Cloud account. And your services are DB2 on Cloud, DB2 Warehouse, Watson Studio. So these are the three primary services which we will be creating. And we create even the notebook service. Create the notebook where you actually write the code, and we add the data from your local systems, add connections also. We need to have DB2 connection, DB2 warehouse connections, and update your notebook with the credentials of your DB2 warehouse and DB2 on cloud, and then finally you run the notebook. So once you run the notebook, what is going to happen is the integrated data, which is extracting the data from multiple sources, and Python notebook does a transformation of this data set, and finally it loads back the data into the DB2 warehouse. That's the target data warehouse. So I'll just quickly now go to the visualize and derive insights using embedded dashboard analytics section. Click this. Right. So this IBM Cognos dashboard embedded is a new API based solution that lets developer easily add end-to-end data visualization capabilities to their applications. So users can create visualizations that feel like part of their application. Now this IBM Cognos dashboard is available under IBM Watson Studio as a service, and this service is on cloud, obviously. Now, in this pattern, we have used this particular service to consume the derived insights from the DB2 warehouse, followed by the interactive dashboards, which produces visualizations directly from your data in real time. Meaning, if there is any update in your data warehouse, post your ETL jobs, all that real time data will be reflected back to your dashboard. Now, how to create this particular dashboard, we have documented that as well. So this particular project, which is the Watson Studio project that we have already created, under that we need to add this particular service, the embedded dashboard service, to this project. So to do that, you have to click the on the right top, you have add to project. Click on that, it will a pop-up will come where you can actually add that particular service as an asset. So the details are again clearly mentioned here. You can just follow them and you should be able to create a dashboard for yourself, which will bring insights about the data that you have. Now, if you look at the sample output of it, let me come down all the way. Yeah. So this is the sample output. If you see, we have two tabs: gross profit analysis and unit sold analysis. Now, if you can look at the first section, the gross profit analysis by year. So by default, this dashboard loads the data for all the years, and then later on when you want to drill down by each year, like 2016, what is the data you're seeing for this particular gross profit analysis by store locations. So all these widgets gets rendered based on the by clicking on one of these years. Now, if you look at this particular widget, or the chart, gross profit analysis by store location. So Manchester gross profit is high based on the three locations. Manchester is doing a good business, and similarly, you can see types of watch sold analysis by order method. So what kind of watches, the deluxe watch is being sold, and the order method being online. So this is some analysis, the insights that you are getting now. Similarly, if you look at the unit sold analysis, you can just click on this tab. It will get you to this particular dashboard where you can start analyzing by the units that has been sold. Again, you can slice the data by the year, and you can see again unit sold by store location, which is Manchester. It has done a 61.7 percentage of unit when you compare with all other locations. So this is how you build your dashboard, and you can get much insights